to share with you 10 skills that you should try to get. If you cannot get the 10, get 8. If you cannot get 8, get 6. But do not go below 6. I'm going to share with you 10 skills that would help you at whatever career that you have. You cannot deceive yourself that you want to grow your career in this age and not have a knowledge of the digital space. I was born and brought up in Bakassi, and I grew up in the midst of 11 boys. And as a child, I always asked myself, what kind of life do I want to wake up to? Do I want to always wake up in the creeks, or do I want to wake up to see people that I see on the television telling their stories and doing a lot of stuff? And that actually informed whatever thing that I've done from childhood till today. I'm from a polygamous family of 23. My father had 5 wives, and we are 23. I'm the 17th child to my father, and I'm the first graduate in my family. And thank you very much. I did not just go to school because it was a thing for my family. I didn't just go to school because I saw others do it. And that is why everything that I've done in my life, I'm not doing them because others are doing them. I'm doing them because I want to do them. And so because of that, I did not just go to any university. I studied and graduated from Babcock University. That wasn't a step that I took because I saw everything, I saw everything that I needed to start that journey. I started that journey because I knew I was going to start that journey, and I knew deep down I was going to end the journey well. And everyone says it shall end in praise. Yeah. And so my journey into whatever I'm doing today started as a child. And studying at Babcock University was the biggest thing that I've ever done for myself. And at Babcock, you would think that my father was the richest man in Cross River or Bakassi to have sent me to Babcock University. It wasn't the story. I walked all through my days in the university, and every semester I changed wherever I was going to be working. I've worked in the bakery, I've worked in the water factory. I've worked in different spaces in the university, because even the university provides a platform where you can work as a student and earn as a student. And so that was how I was able to pay my fees and actually graduate from Babcock University. And one of those semesters, I was fortunate. I signed up to work as a student office attendant or office assistant or attendant. There were several names to it. Whatever job you pick on, whatever skill you take, depends on how much you want. So I started doing the unskilled jobs because it paid more. And then in 300 level, I think first semester, I signed up to work in the office of strategic planning. And that was where the journey to becoming a strategist. And the introduction said career coach. Anyways, that's where the journey started for me, for this part of my life. And then in first semester 300 level, I signed up. I worked in the office of strategic planning unit. And in that department, I learned the things that I do today as a strategist. And when I tell people that I did not study what I'm doing today in the university, they're always interested to know what I studied. Unfortunately, I studied microbiology. And so today is not about me, it's her day. And I'm here to just tell you, give you a message that will let you move from where you are today to where you wish, should, or God wants you to be. And I'm dividing the story or this message into 3 categories. The first category is for people who do not even understand where to even start from. The second category is for people who already have where they are. Remember, I'm talking about her career. So the third, I'll be speaking to people who we feel they have arrived, and you'll be asking yourself, so I have arrived, what is next for me? And so for these 3 categories, I'm sure that we have everyone in this audience belonging to one category or another. And so the first category is for people who are as confused as I was several years ago. I did not know whether to be a journalist. For those of you who followed me or known me for maybe 7 years, 10 years, you'll be like, who is she really? I was confused several years ago. I did not know whether to be a journalist because of my community. I did not know whether to be an administrator. I did not know what exactly to be. And some people here are like that. You do not even know where to start. And so the first category, for those of you who are confused, the message is discover you. How do you discover you? We have had speakers here talk to you about her capacity, her purpose, her courage, and all of that. And I'm dividing this discover you into 6 different points. Number one thing you need to do to discover you is to first of all connect with your authentic self. Whatever comes from the inside is what people see from on the outside. You cannot be successful if you haven't told yourself you really want to. And you cannot be who you want to be if you have not connected. Don't worry about what people are doing, just like Brenda had said. Don't worry if the other person is shining. Have you ignited the light inside of you? Have you connected with your authentic self? Are you original to yourself? Because the worst person to lie to is yourself. You can lie to me, you can lie to your friends, but you should not lie to yourself. Connect with your authentic self. And the next is that you must unleash your passion. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, you must unleash it. You must unearth it. You must bring it out to the surface. And when you're done unleashing your passion, the third thing is that you must turn your passion into expertise. People aren't going to pay you for your passion. People are going to pay you for your expertise. That you can speak well in your bedroom does not mean you're going to make money just speaking. You need to turn that passion for speaking into becoming whoever you want to be, so that one day you stand in front of people. I remember several years ago, I always told myself that I want to be able to speak in front of thousands of people. And I remember at Babcock, the first time I had the opportunity to speak in front of hundreds of people, I was fidgeting. I remember the mic dropped from my hand. And I went back to my room, as you know, my hostel room, and I was asking myself, is this how I'm going to feel this dream? And then something popped up inside of me, and I said, I must learn, and I must be able to do what I have to do. And I'm like, I don't want to speak, and everybody says, don't mind that Bakassi girl. I want to speak, and you even ask yourself again, did she really grow up from Bakassi? And so the next thing after you have turned your passion into expertise is to engage that expertise. Because you're not just going to be idle with your expertise and people come to pay you. Engage with that expertise. It could be a voluntary space, it could be an internship, it could be a paid space. Whatever it is that you know will be able to engage you with the expertise that you are grooming, do that. And then the fifth thing is to promote that thing that you're doing. It's okay for all of us to just sit behind the bars and just let no one know what we're doing. If I did not begin to promote what I'm doing, and recently executed, designed, implemented, created a team to execute the first ever Bakassi Fish Festival in Cross River State. I was doing that not because I had all the resources to do. I was doing that because I was trying to also tell my own story and also tell the story of my community. And then the sixth thing that you must do after you have done all of that and then you have promoted whatever you're doing, your expertise and all of that, the next thing you need to do is to review the things that you've done, is to repeat the cycle. And how are you repeating the cycle? Remember, you started by connecting with your authentic self. When you have done up to the point where people are celebrating and you're promoting what you've done, repeat that cycle by going back to yourself and asking yourself, are you really on track? By going back to yourself and asking yourself, what other thing do I need to do to take me from here to the next level? And that's where we get into the next category of people who are already at jobs, already doing businesses, already growing, developing, or starting off a career, but you need to take it from there. And that is where I need you to take action. And in a word, upskill. When you have done all of these things and people are celebrating you and you're everywhere speaking, sharing your story, the next thing is for you to upskill. People always ask me, how did you do what you did? At the point, I never used to believe that I could do the things that I do. All of us, even the best of us, struggle with imposter syndrome. We do not believe that we can do the things that we're doing. Sometimes people register for my course or register for me to coach them. Sometimes I refund their money because deep down, I feel I don't deserve that money they pay me. But sooner than later, they come back to say, hey, Frank Edima, that thing you did helped me to do this, do that, do that. And I'm like, but I thought I wasn't good enough to do that. The best of us struggle with imposter syndrome. But how are you going to escape that? even if you're already at a job, already doing your business and all of that. And so it is important for you to upskill. And in this upskill, I'm going to share with you 10 skills that you should try to get. If you cannot get the 10, get 8. If you cannot get 8, get 6. But do not go below 6. I'm going to share with you 10 skills that would help you at whatever career that you have. These 10 skills I have summarized into LEAD with triple P. LEAD, L-E-A-D, and then WIT, W-I-T, and then triple P. I hope that you have your pen and your paper to jot down these skills I'm going to mention to you. You must have leadership skills if you want to grow your career. Because no one is going to trust you with any position when they know that you cannot express leadership. They know you cannot tell somebody sit down and they respect you. They know that you can't even lead with example. The next is that you must have enterprise or sales skills. You must be able to sell whatever your organization is selling, or sell whatever product or service your organization is selling. You must be able to sell yourself if you must grow your career. The next is A, adaptability. I used to say that adaptability skill is a new soft skill. Remember during the lockdown, a lot of things changed, and then I was still with the university. A lot changed, and we had to change a lot of things. And as someone in the strategic unit, and of course heading that department, I told myself long before that time that we must prepare for the next thing to come. And it was not up to 1 year. We had prepared about 9 months before the lockdown to have all our studies on an e-learning platform. And so before the lockdown came, the plan was already on ground. So you must have adaptability skill. And no one is going to trust you with leadership roles. No one is going to trust you with promotions if you cannot adapt to whatever changes come in your organization. And the next is D, digital literacy. You cannot deceive yourself that you want to grow your career in this age and not have a knowledge of the digital space. And so you must have the knowledge of digital technology. Whether you're a business person, whether you're growing your career, whether you're confused, go on Google and ask questions, and you're going to get the answers beyond what you're even thinking about. The next is WIT, W-I-T. W is for writing skills. The next is I, interpersonal skill. Interpersonal skill is not something you just write on your CV. It's something that must be a lifestyle. How do you relate with people around, your neighbors, your colleagues, your siblings? How do you relate with them? If you're able to relate with people better, it's going to help you in team building, because leaders always build teams. And then the next is T, time management. I'm not going to trust you if you're not always having time for the right things. I'm going to just wrap up. And the first P is public speaking. Public speaking isn't just for public speakers. Public speaking isn't for coaches. Public speaking isn't just for motivational speakers. Public speaking skill is for everyone. Because at one point or another in your life, in your career, you must learn to express your ideas, and maybe you're invited to present that same idea in a boardroom. How are you going to do that? The next P after public speaking is project management. Because everyone who is progressing in one career or another must learn to execute things. You must learn to execute ideas. Maybe you're sitting down with your team and you're like, what do we do from here? Where do we go from here? It needs you to take action. Are you someone who can execute projects? That will help you go very far in your career. Remember that this second category is for people that are already on jobs, already doing businesses, and they want to go, a bit higher than where they are. And then the final P, which is very important, and which is a summary of all other things, is problem-solving skills. You cannot actually start a career if your career isn't solving a problem. You cannot make money in your business if your business isn't solving a problem. One of my superpowers is that I always have solutions for every problem. And that is what has helped me, even in the jobs that I take, and in everywhere I go. I always tell people that all the jobs that I've had in my life, I've never applied for them. They're always meeting me at the point where I was solving a problem. And then the next category of people are those who are already at jobs, already feel, you already think they have established, they have made it in life, but deep down inside of them, they want to do better. They want to go higher. And what do? The last message here is expand your network. As a girl who grew up from Bakassi, I knew I wasn't just going to be for Bakassi. I knew I wasn't just going to design solutions for problems in Bakassi alone. I knew I wasn't just going to live, breathe, eat, sleep, wake up, and die in Bakassi. I knew I needed to go out, step out. And even when I had started building my career, I knew that getting into circles that would help me do more, do better than I did before would help me. And so expanding your network is very important for you. If you feel that you have already made it, beautiful, clap for yourself. But the next thing that you need to do is to begin to expand your network. There are several ways to expand your network. Remember, I don't know if you know this popular quote, your network is your net worth. And there is money, there is value in relationships. How are you expanding your network? I have networks beyond Bakassi, of course. I have networks beyond Cross River State. I have networks beyond Nigeria. How am I able to do that? And how are other people here able to do what they're doing, expanding their network? You can sign up to be a member of any professional body in whatever career that you find. Even if you are a fashion designer, there is a professional body for that thing that you're doing. So whatever thing that you do, whatever height that you have attained in life, you must learn to keep expanding your network. Expand your network to reach new people. Expand your network to reach the people at your level, and also expand your network to meet people that are even above you. Because one way or the other, whatever level that we attain in life, we always meet people in these three categories. People that are below us, people that are around our level, and people that are above us. And I want you to remember the last thing I told you about the 10 skills you need to upskill. You must solve problems. Because the more problems you solve, the more value you get. The more value you get, the more sustainable your career is. And of course, the more sustainable your career is, the more influential you become. My name is Frank Edima.